Hi everyone. I am going to show you the two needle method with big beads. I know I've done it before with my regular beads, but I feel like sometimes it's a little bit too small. So I kind of got this ready and just wanted to show you like my normal techniques that I like doing. And like really, you can learn your own way, but sometimes, a different technique can help. So, we all bead differently, and sometimes, we learn something from each other, so I think this might be helpful. Okay, so on here, I'm going to thread my needle. Normally I don't thread it twice in the hole, but this just easily slips out, so I want to make sure it's staying put. So this is one long thread. So I'm pulling this, keeping this one secured. So I'm pulling this, pulling it, pulling it, and then I'm going to put another needle at the same end, or the end of the same thread. Also, again, I don't normally double loop it, but I want to secure this because they're just so loose. Okay, so I had to do the kind of pre-poke the holes because it's so hard just to like get anything in here. Okay, so I get a lot of questions about what is the X in your beadwork, and it's kind of funny because it's nothing special. It's just something I do out of habit. So it's my anchor. Since I'm using both the same thread on for the beads, I don't like it to like move back and forth when I'm like tugging one side, and I don't want it to go back this way when I'm tugging. So the X just kind of helps it like stay put, and yeah, so let me show you. So we'll do that here. So there's one side, and here is the other side. So again, the X is just to help me anchor my thread. Okay, now I'm going to get the other needle. So there's a few ways I do it. So let's start with this one. Actually, let me kind of push that in. Okay. Okay. So this is the needle that will be picking up my beads. So we'll put that in first. And I have 6 different colors here, so I'm going to do 2 of each, because when I tack down my outline for an earring, I like tacking down every 2 because it keeps it secure. Okay, this feels kind of funny. It feels fun, but it just like feels so weird to like pick up all these big beads. Okay, one more. Okay, so now that this needle that is holding all the beads, it's just, I'm gonna put that right there. Okay. Oh. Okay, so the way that I do it is with this other needle. When I'm doing the base outline, I am beading right along the outline. So for that to make sure that's secure, I tack it down every 2 beads on the line. So that's usually how I get cleaner lines on that. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna push my needle in here if I can see it. Okay, there we go. Pull that through and tack it down in that same hole. Okay, so again, this one is holding the thread. I kind of like hold it like that with my fingers, and this hand is tacking it down. So here is that, pushing that through, coming back out and going through that same hole. Okay, again, yellow and green, same hole. Oh. Okay, green and blue. Okay, and then purple and blue. Okay, there we go. Oh. And then when I'm done with this, I didn't really account for this side, but let's push that in so you guys can see. Okay. And now that this is done, I'm going to put this in here. Pull that all the way over there. Okay, so now here's the first line. So you can see that it's straight from staying on that same line. And then once you move, you know, add more beads, you know, it'll kind of move a little bit more, you know, on either side. So, okay, so here's the outline. And then I'm going to show you kind of how I just normally bead when I'm filling it in. So again, this is the needle that is going to hold the beads. Okay, let's try this. I did get this idea of the bigger beads from another a YouTuber I follow. I think it's the Wholeness Shop, and she does tutorials on like really big beads, like bigger than this. And I thought it just like, it's one of those things that like is just so huge that it's cute, you know, and it's just so weird. Okay. Awesome. Oh yes, and you'll kind of see, so the pink is kind of starting around the same length, and this spaces the beads out. So every time you tack down the thread, or every time you tack down beads and kind of like shorten the amount of beads that you tack down, it starts pushing it a little bit more. So yeah, we'll talk about that at another time, but you'll see that this has the same number of beads, but this is slightly longer than this one. And then once we bead these down, it'll match up to this. Okay, so again, okay, so for this one, this is me just beading normally without any outlines. I'm not too concerned about like making sure it's like straight, so I just tack down basically either side of the beads. So let's start with the pink. Okay, and go on that side. And when I'm filling the beads in, I really am not like too concerned about, you know, making sure these are all lined up. So, okay. Okay, and now we need to, stick this one, just make that tight again. Okay, and then push that in. Okay, there we go. So there's the two different tacking down or I guess two different ways to tack it down. So one is straight on the line, and the more that you put the lines in, like the more that you fill it in, like the more it's going to straighten up the beads. So that helps as well. Alrighty, well I hope that helps, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.